In our last episode, we rescued the synths at Bunker Hill from being retrieved by the Institute. This really disappointed Father, but we managed to navigate our conversation with him without getting banished from the Institute. Oddly enough, even after we finally get a victory for the railroad, if we head back to Desdemona at this point, she doesn't even mention Bunker Hill.
Desdemona.
Excuse me, I'm busy.
She has nothing further to say, so that just means that we've got to continue working for the Institute just as we always have. Next, we attend the Directorate meeting, where we learn that Father has a terminal illness. He's gonna die soon, and he names us to be his successor. We begin to understand now why Father was so disappointed that we failed to recover the synths at Bunker Hill. This was supposed to be a big mission to give the Directorate confidence that we would be a good leader of the Institute after Father was gone. But even though we failed, it apparently wasn't enough for him to change his plans. After the Directorate meeting, we learned that we next need to go to Mass Fusion. The Institute needs a beryllium agitator located at Mass Fusion in order to get their reactor working. Desdemona has nothing to say on the topic if we visit her before continuing with this mission. So we head to the Institute and talk with Allie Fillmore and use the relay to arrive on the rooftop of Mass Fusion. This is a point of no return for our relationship with the Brotherhood. After relaying to the rooftop of Mass Fusion, we become permanent enemies with the Brotherhood. We find the Brotherhood here in force, just like we did when we did this for the Institute, and essentially this mission goes exactly the same way. We take the elevator all the way down to the ground floor, fighting Brotherhood along the way. And in my video on Mass Fusion that I did when we sided with the Institute, I talk about all the little secrets and loot that we can discover here in Mass Fusion, including the freefall legs. However, one thing I missed when I did that video that I'll go ahead and tackle now is the strength bobblehead, which is sitting on top of the head of this massive statue in the middle of the atrium. Yeah, I know, I get every ammo canister and locked safe, but I missed the strength bobblehead. Anyway, rectifying it now, it's easy to get to. We just gotta jump onto some of these platforms and walk over to the head to loot the strength bobblehead. Once on the ground floor, we take the elevator to the basement, where we find the pre-war nuclear reactor. Inside, we can loot the beryllium agitator. We destroy the pre-war security that arrives to kill us at this point, then head back up to the main floor and fight off any remaining Brotherhood. With the beryllium agitator in hand, we head back to the Institute, make our way to advanced systems, and hand the agitator to Allie. When done, we head back to Father, overhear a conversation between him and Dr. Volkert, discovering that he's in a little bit of pain, and then he sends us on a mission to retrieve a scientist from the Commonwealth. This is a scientist that the Institute needs to complete their fusion reactor. This part of the storyline plays out exactly the same way it does when we side with the Institute, which is a little frustrating since it means we've got to send the Minutemen away. We can't continue with the railroad plot unless the Institute kidnaps this scientist.
And we'll do whatever we can to help.
So, after negotiating our way through this conversation, we head back to the Institute, whereupon Father says that the Institute needs to make its presence known to the Commonwealth, and he wants us to do it. So we record a message using a microphone in his room and then make our way to Diamond City to boost the broadcast signal of Diamond City Radio so it reaches every corner of the Commonwealth. Once done, we head back to the Institute, and even if we stumble upon Z1 along the way,
I would be happy to assist you.
Hey, Z1.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
he has no further news for us. So we meet Father in the Institute reactor. There we find Father standing by the reactor with the heads of all the departments gathered below. Heading upstairs, Father gives a little speech, and then we get the honors of starting up the Institute's reactor.
After all those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
With that, the Institute now has nuclear power. They are no longer dependent on the Commonwealth's pre-war electric grid. At this point, Father's feeling pretty confident. We might have failed at Bunker Hill, but we helped out at Mass Fusion, we kidnapped a scientist from the Commonwealth, we restarted the reactor. He heads off to take a break and sends us to the next Directorate meeting. At this meeting, we have a conversation with the heads of the departments, talking about where the Institute should focus its resources, on manufacturing weapons or on producing more synths. This decision has no impact on the game, but after the meeting, we get approached by a synth.
Apologies. I have an urgent message from Z-114. Your quarters have flooded, sir. There is danger of extensive damage to your personal effects.
Do you have any more details?
Some of your prized possessions from the surface are in immediate peril.
Z-114 was helping me with a project. I'm guessing this is related?
The project isn't quite ready, but due to the flooding, it may have to be good enough. Understood?
I'm busy.
This is a very, very serious matter.
I'll go right now.
Time is of the essence. To avoid any undue tragedy, please see Z-114 at once.
Oh. Well, this synth was speaking in code. Our prized possessions above ground are in imminent peril. There's been some flooding, and my personal effects are in danger of damage? What? Heading to our personal quarters, we find Z-114 waiting for us.
What took our five so long to reach you? You must act now. The Brotherhood of Steel has discovered the location of the railroad.
What happened?
A friend who works in the SRB overheard something. She smuggled out a message. The Brotherhood knows of the railroad's lair. We can't learn anything more right now. Even delivering those few words put her in great peril.
I don't believe you.
I hope I am wrong. But in case I'm not, you must warn them.
If those bastards know where we are,
I know.
I'll warn them right away.
Thank you. I was hoping for more time to organize a rebellion, but it's clear we cannot delay. Once you secure the railroad against the Brotherhood, tell your people we are ready to fight. Go. Now.
Oh no. The Institute discovered that the Brotherhood knows where the Railroad HQ is. Does that mean that the Institute knows where the Railroad HQ is? Z-114 certainly seems to think so. He talked as if we were completely out of time. If the Institute knows where the railroad is, they could strike at any time. But our greatest priority right now is defending the railroad from the Brotherhood. Heading to the Railroad HQ, we can race to Desdemona to let her know.
Z1's rebellion is ready, but we have a crisis. The Brotherhood's on their way here.
What? What are you talking about?
Notice anything suspicious?
2 of our spotters haven't checked in. That's unusual. Jesus.
The Institute caught wind of a surprise attack.
Jesus.
Oh, you're still alive. I got here in time.
Jesus.
They could be here any minute. Do something.
Quick, take this. Tom made it for you. Sounds like we're going to need it. Everyone else, mobilize. We got Brotherhood incoming. Assume defensive positions. Reinforce Glory in the tunnels. Move! Move!
Damn! The booby trap in the escape tunnel is blown.
With that, we complete Underground Undercover. We begin the quest, Precipice of War, and Tinker Tom gives us a railway rifle. Players of Fallout 3 will recognize this as an iconic rifle we can build from scrap during the events of Fallout 3. Looks like Tinker Tom has revised and improved upon the design. Finally, we understand the field test log entry on Tinker Tom's terminal. We read this when we explored the railroad headquarters for the first time. In my first episode of the Railroad series, Tinker Tom had been working with railroad agent Terry to field test a prototype of the railway rifle. He finally finished it, and now we can take it for a spin. Now, despite the lore of the railway rifle being that Tinker Tom refined it, we actually do find this weapon lying about in the world. Even if we don't work with the railroad, we can find one at Big John Salvage and at Bedford Station. It's not a very accurate weapon, but it is powerful, and it has the unique ability of being able to pin enemies' limbs and even heads to the wall during combat. And we can pull it out to defend the railroad now.
Death to the sympathizer!
We barely have time to equip the railroad rifle when the Brotherhood barges through a wall. It's fight or die.
Just remember the training drills.
Tom,
The escape tunnel is history. No one's coming in or out that way.
drummer.
Brotherhood's in the catacombs. Glory's holding them off. Don't know how long she can hold out, though.
We're cut off. The catacombs are now our only way out.
There's no other escape route?
No, the back tunnel was it,
Those guys were tough.
but not unbeatable.
We got lucky so far. No one's died.
Your warning saved us. Thank God for that. You and the others go help Glory. Win that fight, or we're all dead.
I'll clear the catacombs.
Do it!
The Brotherhood? What the heck? They're obsessed with technology, hoarding technology. The railroad doesn't have anything they would need, except for maybe Pam, but they would have no way of knowing about Pam. Why would they attack railroad headquarters? And before the Institute does? It could be that they're mad about what happened at Bunker Hill. We kept them from getting to the synths. They see all synths as an aberration of technology, something that needs to be destroyed, and here the railroad is trying to save the synths. I suppose I can see why, in their twisted logic, we would be an enemy, but why would they make us a higher priority than the Institute? Maybe they thought that we would just be easier to eliminate. After the attack, the entire railroad HQ is in complete disarray.
No. You coming into my house. I'm too damn pissed to be scared right now.
What the hell's going on? The Brotherhood? Jesus.
Des will get us through this. She always does.
Even Pam is freaking out.
Error.
But Glory is defending the catacombs all by herself. We've got to help her. With the back entrance completely destroyed, our only way out is to head to the Old North Church catacombs. Moving into the room where we first met the railroad, we find Brotherhood bodies. And Glory! Oh no!
None of them got past me. Damn, that stings. Listen, the railroad's always sitting on its hands. You're the best thing that's ever happened. Promise me you'll free them. All of them.
I don't have time for this.
That's cold.
How bad is it?
Not good.
No escape. This time.
Hold on. You'll make it through.
Yeah, Glory, you can make it. You're indestructible.
Bullshit.
I promise.
I know my word's worth jack, but I promise too, Glory.
If anyone... Isn't there supposed to be a light?
With that, Glory dies. She gave her life for the synths. One of the only freed synths who, instead of having her mind wiped and going off to live a normal life, she chose to fight for her kind. She put up a good fight. We find Brotherhood bodies all over the floor. The Brotherhood managed to get into the railroad from the back entrance, but they couldn't get past Glory here. We won't let her death be in vain. Annoyingly, she doesn't have a synth component on her body. Much like Gabriel before her, a handful of coursers we've fought, and numerous other synths we've come across during the story. But she is clearly a synth. This is why the synth component is an undependable indicator of whether or not a character is or is not a synth. Instead, the story of the game, personal testimony, and circumstantial evidence are better ways to know whether or not someone is or is not a synth. Deacon decides to choose this moment to tell us exactly how much he loves us. If we've been running with him for a while at this point, he idolizes us. We finally learn his story. We finally learn why he works with the railroad. If he can be believed, at any rate. A story which I cover in my dedicated lore video to Deacon that you can watch here. And we get his companion perk, Cloak and Dagger, which grants us a 40% increase to Stealth Boy duration and a 20% increase to sneak attack damage. But we don't have time for this. We need to finish clearing the Brotherhood from the Old North Church. Well... Well, I guess that super secret password, Railroad, was a bit too complicated for the Brotherhood of Steel. They decided to just blast the wall open. Effective, I'll give them that. We now need to clear the Brotherhood presence from these catacombs. And they sent a bunch of power armor-wearing knights.
Don't look, but I think they're being watched.
This is not the time to tell ghost stories.
Thankfully, our railway rifle does good work against these guys. Upon climbing to the church level, we find a bunch of knights waiting for us by the pews.
Wrong move, pal.
Not gonna make it.
Don't mean to make you nervous, but I don't think we're alone. The trick to being hidden is not letting this happen. Well, howdy there. We win. Again.
It looks like we've repelled the Brotherhood assault. There are no Brotherhood left standing in the church. Once the room is clear, Desdemona, Dr. Carrington, and Tinker Tom emerge from the HQ. It's time for a sitrep.
Desdemona.
You've killed the last of them, and you're still standing. I wish the same could be said for Glory. No time for that, though. The Brotherhood underestimated us badly. Their next attack will be far, far worse. So we do the unexpected. We eliminate the Brotherhood as a threat now, and the key to that is destroying their flying fortress, the Prydwen. Fortunately, we've got a contingency plan for that. Tom, we're activating Operation Red Glare.
What? But Red Glare requires a Brotherhood vertibird.
Then the Wanderer will get you one.
What about the Institute?
They're not the immediate threat. The Brotherhood is. So we need that vertibird.
Sure, I'll just swing by the local super-duper mart and pick one up. Need milk, too?
This isn't the time.
That's a hell of a tall order.
You always get the job done.
Count on me.
With what happened to Glory, we need you more than ever. Thanks for stepping up.
Where can we find one of those?
The Brotherhood's occupied the Cambridge police station. Spotters report they almost always have a vertibird parked on its roof. Take it. And Tom, you're going with him.
Me? In the field?
No one else can fly the damn thing. This one's for Glory. Move out.
Our number's not up yet.
I told them this location wasn't safe.
The Cambridge police station? Oh, great. It's been a while since we've been there. I wonder if Paladin Dance is still there. If he is he gonna get in our way? Well, looks like our mission to free the synths from the Institute is on hold for now. The Brotherhood is a more immediate threat. We've got to destroy the Prydwen by flying up to it in a vertibird. Nothing can go wrong there. But we've got to do it for the railroad, for the synths, for Glory. We'll be putting all of our infiltration skills to work in my next episode. The infiltration of the Prydwen is a bit convoluted. A lot of things can go wrong, and getting it right can be a bit tricky, which is why we don't have time for it here. We'll go over every possibility, every mistake we can make, and the best way to get through this undetected in my next episode. I publish new Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss it, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already, but you still feel like you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I've got a plushie for sale. This one-of-a-kind plushie is available for pre-order. I have a limited number in stock. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you don't want to miss out, be sure to snag yours today. My plushies will start shipping at the beginning of Q2 2024. I've also got a shirt shop with unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a different way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members get little badges that appear next to their names in the comment sections of my videos, and they get access to ox emojis that they can use in my video comments and in the live chats of my live streams. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with the next episode in the full story of the railroad.